Welcome to our daily devotional video series, Spirit 23. Jesus says, "Where two or three are gathered in my name, so shall I be there among them." This brief video devotional is a ministry of Trinity United Methodist Church in Seymour, Indiana. My name is Mary Ellen. Today we will be sharing devotionals from Book 1 of The Chosen. At the end of each devotional, we will offer 3 questions that you can reflect on during the day. Please feel free to share your prayer requests in the comments below. We have an amazing team of prayer warriors. Today's devotional is titled, Poor. The people all tried to touch him because power was coming from him and healing them all. Looking at his disciples, he said, "Blessed are you who are poor, for yours is the kingdom of God." Luke 6:19 through 20. No doubt some of the crowds following Jesus brought with them a heavy dose of chaos. The most broken of humanity were coming out in droves. Logistically, there wasn't exactly a color-coded triage system in play, or roped-off lines with turnstiles to help with crowd control. It was an unmitigated free-for-all. It was a totally new kind of thing for the desperate and for the disciples. Moreover, there was an obvious relational disconnect. The disciples clearly didn't view the people the same way Jesus did. They were all in when it came to following Jesus, but learning to love and serve his chosen was another matter. That would take time. One day, before ministering to the crowd, Jesus called a timeout and sat down with his disciples. It was the perfect opportunity to chat with his kingdom perspective regarding the growing mob of poor people following them around. He kicked off his teaching with, "Blessed are you who are poor, for yours is the kingdom of God." Luke 6:20. In other words, that mess over there, fellas, it's beautiful. And guess what? They're not so different from you. Jesus explained the new pecking order, an upside-down system where the first would be last and the last would be first. All those broken folks were now the VIPs of God's kingdom. They were blessed, fortunate, and better off than the most well-educated, able-bodied elite. Not because they were financially poor and physically diseased, but because their desperation made them humble and open to all Jesus had to offer. The rich were certainly invited, but few of them were poor enough in spirit to receive. Humility is found in low places, and Jesus didn't just tolerate or pity the desperate and chaotic crowds. He delighted in their humility. He esteemed them and came to revive their hearts and heal their bodies. The disciples slowly but surely began to grasp that far beyond the physical healings, the promises of God toward the poor were staggering, eternal. Many of those who were coming out in droves, the most broken of humanity, were leaving healed and blessed, heirs in the kingdom of the Most High. This was the new thing, the unmitigated free-for-all of God's love. This is what the High and Exalted One says, "He who lives forever, whose name is holy, I live in a high and holy place, but also with him who is contrite and lowly in spirit, to revive the spirit of the lowly and to revive the heart of the contrite." Isaiah 57:15. Our prayer focus: ask God to make you contrite and lowly in spirit so you can experience revival. Our questions for the day: put yourself in the disciples' shoes. Would it be difficult for you to minister to the desperate crowds? Why or why not? Is there someone you know who fits the poor in spirit category especially well? What attributes come to mind? And what are ways you can pursue being poor in spirit? Thank you for joining us today, and we would like to ask you to join us at church at 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings at Trinity United Methodist Church. Thank you.